All right, how rap jewelers became hip hop's biggest scammers? Yeah, they're the biggest scammers of all goddamn world, bro.
Blown business, it's been a culture obsessed with showing off wealth. Most notably,
Yeah, jewelry is a big scam. They go down in value. They don't have any value. All right, like no.
those that sparkle in the light. After the thick gold chains of the 80s, diamonds became the most sought after item in a rapper's inventory, becoming the iced out measuring stick for who's really on top and whose sales aren't equating to shopping sprees at high-end boutiques. Beyond that, it was weaponized as well, with rappers using it to stunt on their enemies and diminish the weight of their pockets on sight. But that's nowhere near the problematic aspect of it, because while it seems like those diamonds propel these artists above everyone else and vividly portray how far they've come, it can also be a trap too. And over the years, it's become such a commonplace that these rappers are getting dispossessed of their cash they've worked so hard for, without ever receiving the goods that they thought they were. Meanwhile, those who are selling them are making a killing. It's your boy Louaista, and this is why jewelry is the biggest scam in rap. How did something that's supposed to be a fashion item end up ruining careers and, in some cases, even cost someone their life? Over the years, the appetite for flexing your new high-end diamond watch or chain has only grown in hip-hop. Even though there have been countless times where these so-called top jewelers have been caught scamming rappers, they're still cashing in, chain after
Which
chain.
is crazy.
Despite
It's
the fact
crazy.
that this should cause a reluctance to get burned by them, rappers are still dropping crazy amounts of money on pieces that they pretty much have to take the jeweler's word on when it comes to quality. All the while, wearing fake goods is still a serious enough accusation that even legends of the game who've got nothing to prove can get real bent out of shape over it. Just look at the venom with which Busta Rhymes responded when a fan questioned the validity of his chain on IG, saying that, "It's such a shame that low self-esteem people like you don't believe that beautiful and very precious gems like these can be truly acquired. Maybe it's not part of your ancestral history. Please let me inspire you, or stay the f out of my comments with your low ambition bubblegum ass."
What?
Unfortunately, no one is immune to this. When you're part of the culture or trying to break into it, it's only natural to be influenced by its standards. The problem is that a lot of these artists aren't getting what they're really paying for, whether it's respect, real quality.
Bro, you know what the jewelers do? Like they charge the artist or like the rapper, whoever, like especially if they have money, like times like 10. Something that's worth not that much, they times it by 10 because the rappers could like quote unquote pay for it, and the rappers fall for it, and they still do it like idiots.
Or just getting finessed by someone who knows they've got more money than common sense. When it comes to those who have been making a killing from hip-hop stars and capitalized on its obsession with jewels, the modern dynamic of men selling them essentially becoming celebrities in themselves begins with Jacob & Co. Among the most legendary jewelers of them all, Jacob Arabo has been name-dropped in countless songs and even made a cameo appearance in Drake's music video for When to Say When and Chicago Freestyle. Prior to that, he was even featured as a playable character in the definitive hip-hop game Def Jam Fight for New York. With that
Really? I did not know that.
It's no surprise that rappers flock to buy his signature timepieces or have custom chains made at his New York boutique. And once hip-hop's leading lights decided his items were sought after, you can bet that the profits were insane.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Single purchase where you're like, I can't believe I just spent that much money on that.
You know who got the most money that I wish I could get back? Jacob. Jacob the jeweler, man. I spent over almost $1 million with Jacob over the years.
Wow.
Just for all these chains, all the Black Wall Street chains, my chains, watches. Them Jacob watches, them shits was crazy though, man. Them shits was like, you needed them, man. And then he come out with different colorways every other fucking day. So it's like, damn, I need the green one to wet, match my shorts.
Jacob, a man who actually served time for laundering money for BMF, the Black Mafia family, which is a notorious drug empire that started in Detroit in the 80s, is now known as the guy who set the blueprint for scamming artists with sky-high prices and low-quality jewelry.
What? A former mob boss?
Look at the comment section. And
A former mob boss?
Exactly what I was thinking. Jacob keeps finessing all these rappers. He is the real gangster.
Yeah, I mean, it's a former mob boss, bro. Like did you really respect him?
Rappers, it's hilarious. And not just for like a couple of years, but since the 80s or 90s or something. Jesus Christ.
And while he's been accused of charging way too much, rappers like Benzino say the problem runs deeper, claiming that Jacob never showed any real loyalty to the very artists who are filling up his pockets.
Jacob act like he didn't know me. I probably gave Jacob $2 million. I bought the whole store staff real, not the shit that these just wearing fake jewelry like a 60%, 75% of the that you're seeing is wearing fake jewelry. Shout out to the wearing real jewelry. But Jacob the jeweler, Scott was sitting there talking. I came over to Scott's house. I'm f***ed up at the time. Yeah, after the source fell, I was f***ed up. After I got indicted and all that, I had to sell all my shit because I got indicted. But after that happened, you know what I'm saying, Scott Storch didn't act like Jacob out, he didn't know me. I spent almost $1.5 million with Jacob.
In Benzino's opinion, many of the pieces we're seeing today are reportedly fraudulent. And while he's not always right, there's plenty of evidence to suggest that on this occasion, the former editor of The Source and longtime enemy of Slim Shady was definitely onto something. As diamonds got bigger and more audacious, rappers began to lose sight of what they were really looking for.
Yeah.
If they're so unaware, they end up flexing fake pieces only for it to backfire in the worst way.
Hold on, you're not getting on the stone.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
Nah, man, come on.
Where'd you get your jewelry from, dog?
Nah, bro, hold on.
The main issue comes down to things like CVD diamonds and moissanite. And while moissanite isn't even a synthetic diamond, it can still fool testers because of its electroconductivity.
This is my jewelry warehouse in Yiwu City. No middleman, no commission. 20,000 carats starting at $1.
This is a natural diamond, and this is a lab-grown diamond produced in China. They look exactly the same, but the price difference is 30 times. Our customer is coming to China next week to visit factory. He heard online that lab-grown diamonds in China are very cheap, and he wants us to help find a store. He will buy such a large diamond as a gift for his wife. All of China's lab-grown diamonds come from one city, Zhecheng in Henan. They've been researching lab-grown diamonds there for over 10 years.
Wow.
And the physical properties as natural diamonds, and even come with GIA certificates. So the only real difference between natural and the lab-grown diamonds is whether you want to tell your wife how much you paid.
As for CVD diamonds,
Wow.
they're lab-made, which means that flashy price that rappers drop supercar money on loses value really fast. And according to Jonnyboig, a Vietnamese-American celebrity jeweler out of Houston, known in the game as the street's jeweler, the problem runs even deeper than most people think.
So the reason why the moissanite, and I'm gonna be real with you, 90% of the people that say they got moissanite, it's not even moissanite, bro. It's cubic zirconia, but a better quality of cubic zirconia. You know, just like replica stuff you buy, there's different grades of it. So with the with the cubic zirconia, there's different grades.
Really?
So moissanite actually is like the first lab created. They used to call it a man-made diamond because it was half made by man and half actually made, you know, in the earth, like in the ground.
Most people might assume that it's just a few rappers getting scammed by shady jewelers. But
no, it's everybody.
Guys, it's a full-blown epidemic.
What's the percentage of how many rappers are wearing real shit to fake shit?
I can guarantee you, if not 95% or 100% of all the celebrities or rapper has one fake, has one piece that ain't real. I'll put it that way.
100%.
95 to 100%.
This isn't just from a jeweler's perspective either. These days, several rappers have claimed that these businesses are basically exploiting ignorance. Bandman Kevo, who prides himself on rocking high-grade VVS diamonds, says that a lot of rappers are blowing big money on moissanite, not realizing they're getting duped, because most of them don't even know what they're looking at.
A lot of these, what you see that's got jewelry, it be moissanites. What you got to do is, like, when you see rappers with jewelry, like a whole lot of jewelry,
I'm not surprised.
Quality with clarity, you got to know. First of all, if you see a rapper with jewelry, right, they have to tag their jewelers. If you're a rapper and you got jewelry, watches, I don't care what it is, you have to tag your jeweler. Because most likely the watch might not be A1, the bracelet, the chains, all that might not be A1. It might be moissanites. Now, what people is doing with the moissanites is diamonds that can pass it. So if you ever see a rapper putting a diamond tester up to their shit a lot, it's fake probably, because what are you doing that for? I ain't finna put no diamond tester up to my shit. You know it's busting. You better go ask fam. And I got my appraisals and all that shit. So it gotta make sense. Like, to the point where like rocking moissanite and CBD diamonds.
The end result of this shady game is that jewelers start targeting people with money to burn and no real knowledge of what they're actually buying. And one of the biggest alleged victims has to be none other than Jonnyboig, who
I'm not
fake watch
surprised.
jeweler named Rashid the jeweler once claimed was one of his jewelers.
I'm not surprised.
Customers that I really don't want to name for because it's gonna, you know, it can mess with my bread.
So you telling me that this knockoff right here is $1 million business?
Yeah, a little bit more than that.
Yo, what up, graphics? That's crazy, dude. I remember this video.
My biggest customer last year was Jonnyboig. He bought the presidential with the black face, with the white face. He got the Yacht Master encrusted. I got the bust down.
Over the course of his career, Soldier has been dogged by these rumors, with his elaborate collection often coming under scrutiny.
That shit making a lot of noise, man. That shit hollow as fuck.
Yo, you just never had a lot of chains on top of each other. Any rapper in the game that wear their chains on top of each other, they gonna do like that. I'm sorry, it don't matter who it is. From
that
Migos,
sound real to you, Envy?
They gonna do that. Anybody chains gonna do that.
They had you on that fake watchbusters.com.
Yeah, plenty of times, but right now this is real though.
Others who've either gotten scammed or tried to fake the lifestyle by buying cheap jewelry include CMG's Big Boogie, whose numbers just didn't add up once people started doing the math.
How much?
100
grand? Wow.
This is so stupid, man. We're watching a video called how rap jewelers scam hip hop artists. And I'm telling you, man, jewelry, especially the jewels they bought, the value goes down a lot. You will never make your money back. And another big reason why too, especially the custom ones, because it's custom made for you, not for the other, not for like in generality. So it's like, who the fuck wants to buy that chain and like buy a high price for that? That makes 0 sense.
Wow. I don't know which one. How much is this drip?
220,000. It's just the Tron by itself.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's 100 by itself.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what about the rings? We see you. What about the rings?
This like CMG ring like 80,000 by itself.
Okay.
My big dude ring 70,000.
Okay.
My pinky ring right here 15,000.
Okay, so basically what you're saying is you gotta sponsor me.
Right.
Come on.
Right.
That's what you're doing. Okay.
Immediately, people were not buying it. And once he made the mistake of showing off his jewelry box, it was game over. When it came to light, it wasn't CVD, but cubic zirconias in his chain.
Why did he do that? Well, now he on the internet showing his jewelry, and all the fans zoomed in on the tag because he had some tag on the jewelry. But just came in from China. He left it on there, and it say CZ.
Ain't no way, dude.
Cubic zirconia.
This is a treasure chase. You know the stuff that you going to look for years and don't find.
What an idiot. What an idiot.
Yes, sir.
Lying to people about you paying top dollar for some goddamn CZ. These CZs you got ain't even lab made or handmade. These ain't even moissanite. These are the stones that the women go to the nail place and tell the Chinese people, put these goddamn CZ on my goddamn nail. He wearing nail diamonds, y'all.
While nothing's wrong with buying fake jewelry in order to prioritize more sensible financial planning, the problem comes when you attempt to portray an image that doesn't match up to your reality. Because if there's something hip-hop hates, it's inauthenticity, whether that's stones or otherwise. Now, there's every possibility this was an honest mistake too, with Big Boogie sadly being sold down a lie when he didn't know what he was looking at. And here, we have the stance of someone.
I mean, that's very true. I mean, let's be honest. Like, you really think rappers gonna look at the tags, or just gonna look at the product they're looking at? It's like, if it looks good enough, they'll buy it. That's how the scam works. Because these jewelers know that rappers are not gonna read. They don't read like Dragon Ball fans or Yu-Gi-Oh fans, man.
Who claimed that in 2022, that the mockery is misplaced when they're being willfully duped by con men. Don't blame the rapper or athletes no more. Blame the jewelers for selling them that bogus shit. Where Jacob the jeweler set the precedent for these high-end stores to harness the hip-hop market, he's far from the only one who's done so. And much like the chains and watches themselves, accusations that they're scamming are also hardwired into the culture. Among those who found themselves embedded into the rap world is Texas's Jonnyboig. Immortalized in tracks
Oh my
like
God,
dude. Ode
dude.
to his name, and with all the photos of him posted up next to top MCs, he's rubbed shoulders with so many big names that he's basically basically a celebrity himself at this point. But there are several controversies surrounding his business that have cast a shadow. For
Yeah, this
starters,
guy's a
there have
scammer.
been many claims that he prioritized high-profile clients even after you paid for his services. Because of that, up-and-coming rappers like Money Gang Slugga, who have poured their savings into trying to get that look, ended up getting pushed to the back of the line.
We had ordered this piece from Johnny Dang, and I don't know what was going on. This was like the time the baby and them was going crazy, going to get shit from him. So I don't know if he was focused on doing rapper shit only, like big time celebrities. But it took us probably like 90 days to get these pieces done. So in the midst of me waiting, I'm like, man, I done spent $10,000 already. I ain't even got no chain, I've been waiting. That's when I went and got this.
This is a symptom of Johnny's success. Johnny Dang's at the point where 10K is nothing for him to rush to, when he's got Migos and Lil Baby spending 100K and up. But that's not the only problem that's plagued him, as while his status as one of the elite should mean that he only uses the best of the best, a former employee accused him of using CVD diamonds as opposed to the coveted VVS in many of the pieces he sculpted for rappers.
That boy be putting that CBD shit in y'all shit. And I've had several
Damn.
and they'll be like, bro, why my shit get tested CBD? Well, I don't fucking know shit. Y'all gotta ask Johnny, bro. That's Johnny's production.
Aside from that, the Vietnam-born jeweler is one of the many men who are accused of making bank from the black community without having any concern for its welfare or doing any community outreach.
Man, when I look at Johnny Dang, he's the biggest culture vulture in hip-hop right now. The jewelry these is paying, they getting overpriced and if you think an Asian boy go give you a boy deal, you crazy. Come on, if y'all think the Asian ain't over us, homie, if y'all think that Asian ain't them.
Oh my God.
So what I'm saying is, out of all the money that the black rappers spent with, what was the first boy name? Jacob the Jeweler, out of New York. Man, out of all the black, y'all mean all the money you done had, y'all done spent billions of dollars with these jewelers. According to y'all, $100,000, I got five. Y'all done spent billions with these. Y'all couldn't find no nigga. We ain't never seen Johnny Dang put nobody on. Never. We ain't never seen Johnny Dang take what he get from our hip-hop culture.
Alongside scandals like this, we have other individuals whose problems stem from claims that their jewels are simply not what they're claiming that they are. Here, we have someone like Elliot Eliante, a high-end merchant who had an illustrious run of making chains and special items for some of the biggest stars in the game. But
Let me guess, they're fake.
Okay,
oh,
let's go.
Damn it.
Internet de 100% fibra. Es todo lo que necesito para mi simulador de golf.
Thinks he's on the level. Back in 2020, Houston's eternally icy Sauce Walka claimed that Eliante is known for passing off CVD lab-grown diamonds as the real thing.
Okay.
You did not jump in my diamond business. Eliante, you hot BB diamond scamming artist. That's why Travis New York, Trav New York, and Trax New York, and the rest of them jewelers be on your carbon vaccinated CBD diamond selling ass. First of all, let's just make this clear. See, I take off Quavo and Amiga. I got a relationship with them. They're like my brother. You been on my DM, on my dick, still in my jury style for 4 years, and they'll say, don't you play these games. That is not no wild take off. What is that? Infinity link chain wrapped around somebody's belt loop. We want to know why Uzi don't f you, want to know Baby don't f you. All these rappers that got jewelry made for you, they didn't buy it because your diamonds is fake. As soon as they go to another jeweler, they put it in their machine, their X-ray machine, they show you these are CBD diamonds.
And while he's never responded, it's notable that even after Sauce's rant went viral, he never sued him for slandering his business like that. This is where Gabriel Jacobs and Raffaello and Co. had a major problem after one of his biggest clients stepped out in something flagrantly fake. A few years back, Lil Baby was sitting at the Met Gala with a watch that he described as
and the financial fake. Yeah. I remember that.
4th anniversary.
And they got finance, bro.
This would be a very sought-after timepiece. But soon, the infamous fake watch buster revealed it was anything but, featuring an array of errors. For one, it was the wrong shape and size of hands, and it also had a different date on its font. Lil Baby found out quick and was not having it. He hopped on Instagram and basically snapped, calling out Raffaello for trying to play him. In the now deleted post, he made it very clear that you should never hand him a fake, especially when real money is involved.
Wow.
To clean things up, Raffaello and co issued a full apology. They said they didn't properly inspect the piece before selling it. They took full responsibility, refunded him, and even threw him some free rings to make up for the embarrassment. But by then, the damage was already done. It was a loud reminder that even at the highest levels, artists are getting sold fakes. And the only reason it came to light was because Lil Baby posted it. If he hadn't, he might have walked around rocking a $40 knockoff, thinking it was worth $500,000. As it should have been, this was a learning experience for the My Turn rapper, with Baby now taking every precaution to ensure authenticity.
Alright, you had bought some jewelry a while back, right? You found out it wasn't authentic. Right. How do you feel confident now going in and buying jewelry, man? Knowing
I ain't
that.
gonna lie, since that altercation, I haven't bought no watch from no jeweler. I just been buying factory watches.
That's it?
Yeah.
Straight from the dealer, huh?
Yeah, I ain't fucking with them jewelers buying watches and shit.
You know why I'm not even mad? I'm not mad at that question.
And shockingly, it wasn't necessarily the isolated incident that they masqueraded it as. According to DJ Vlad, he had the same situation with Gabriel and Co.
I actually have experience with the same company, and I have people that were involved in this that could vouch for this particular situation.
Okay.
I had actually traded in a rose gold Hublot King Power watch.
Beautiful watch, sounds like it.
Right.
Rose gold.
Rose gold, you know. We did a deal where I gave him that watch and he gave me a Rolex Presidential 2 in yellow gold. When I went to go get it appraised and looked at, you know, for my insurance and so forth, we come to find out that one of the links on the back of it was rose gold instead of yellow gold. And then we come to find out that the actual, you know, glass on the watch wasn't even Rolex glass. So I had to spend a few $1,000s to get this watch back into its original shape. It's not like I was informed that this watch is this Frankenstein watch.
Right.
How many of these watches have, you know,
Wait, so you didn't try to get his money back?
People that didn't catch it, like me or Lil Baby. Lil Baby wouldn't have caught it if he didn't Instagram it. He'd be sitting there with his $40 watch thinking it's worth $500,000.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
And while things like this occurring is naturally a deep cause for alarm, it's not as bad as some of the unsavory business tactics that some places have been accused of. A staple of the rise of ATL hip-hop, Icebox has been a favorite of individuals such as Lil Baby, T-Pain, 21 Savage,
Icebox?
Lil Yachty, Migos, Meek Mill, and others. In the process, this family business has become obscenely lucrative, but it hasn't been without controversy. Prior to his stint in prison, Icebox sued Young Thug after claiming that the rapper was yet to pay off a $115,000 debt. But Thugger didn't stay quiet. He clapped back hard, saying the lawsuit was bogus and claiming Icebox actually tried to extort him. According to his legal team, the store kept offering him expensive jewelry without asking him for payment up front, making it seem like they were cool with flexible terms. But later, they suddenly hit him with strict payment demands and deadlines, flipping the whole vibe and sparking the lawsuit. When you're acting like that, it makes it seem like this apparently loving relationship that these jewelers have with hip-hop's biggest stars and its culture is built on a bedrock of lies. And when you delve into one of the things that they enable the culture to popularize, that becomes even clearer. If you're a listener of contemporary hip-hop, you've likely heard the phrase bust down a million times. But
Yeah,
unless you're not familiar
I heard
with
that.
what it actually entails, let me break it down for you. Basically, it's a luxury timepiece which has been taken apart, drilled, and filled with diamonds. And it's become such a staple in hip-hop.
So
to the
bad.
point it was enlisted as part of a beef between Jay and Mace way back in the day. And from the outset, they've always been controversial, with Jay spitting, "Those ain't Rolex diamonds. What the f you done to that?"
Jacob had did a watch for Big where it had diamonds in the middle. And I told Jacob, I was like, yo, Jacob, I want to do diamonds on the whole watch. Once I got the Rolex, and I was like, yo, this is crazy. Now, when he said those are Rolex diamonds, it was still real diamonds. It just wasn't factory like everybody wear today.
But as much as they're a staple of the culture, there are plenty of reasons why investing in one is a terrible idea for an artist. In one of the numerous videos on the subject,
Yeah, I mean, jewelry should never be an investment. It's like a car. Like, there's very few cars you can invest in, like rare cars and stuff. But like, cars will always go down in value because you're gonna use it. It's gonna go down in value. The same thing with jewelry. It's gonna go down in value, especially the more you use it. So yeah, jewelry and this watches could be like lucrative, but like you gotta find stuff that like are collectible, very rare. They don't over mass produce, that kind of thing, right? Um, but for the most part, like everything that we wear, everything we use is gonna go down in value for the most part. There's only very few things that will last longer, and like especially keep it in good condition and stuff. But for the most part, yeah, a lot of it's like, nah, bro. It's like because like the especially all the diamonds you put in the chain, they're just gonna fall off, dude.
Watch expert Nico Leonard revealed how the alterations these company makes diminish value. He broke down how these customizations actually kill the value of the watch,
Told
using
you.
Max NYC's Patex, the one they sold to Cardi, as the perfect example.
That watch is a Patek Philippe 5711 that you've f***ed. This watch is worth an absolute maximum of $60,000. The diamonds on this watch have been added by a jeweler. These were diamonds that weren't good enough to fit into jewelry. This is not factory set. If it was factory set, this watch would have been worth at least $1 million. Cardi B, if you want to be a baller, buy factory.
Despite the increased awareness of its issues, rappers still remain infatuated with icing out their watches.
So
and
dumb.
it's the quickest come up there is in the eyes of Kevo, with jewelers exploiting ignorance to cover their own overheads.
The jewelry game is finessed out all the way. Even with these watches, bro. A lot of the times you see a lot of jewelry, the jewelers are finding out how to make aftermarket watches and putting a lot of diamonds in them and stuff like that to be able to make more profit. You gotta realize they gotta pay them high ass bills in them jewelry stores that they stay at. And they gotta pay their rent and their car notes and all the rest of that stuff. So they trying to finesse you as much as they can. That's why I told myself, like, man, with the designer and you know what I mean, with jewelry and all that.
Meanwhile, the difficulty in authenticating what comes from outside the factory led to Akon accidentally finessing French Montana.
He had give me a U-block.
Really?
It wasn't iced out. And you know, like I like shit with diamonds on it. So I just took it to my jeweler. I was like, yo, can you switch this for me? Akon gave it to me for my birthday. He looked at me and was like, what you mean? Akon did not give you this, my guy. That's what you trying to get me. My jeweler looking at me like, you trying to get me? He's like, nah, I swear to God. So I'm like, yo, it's either my jeweler playing with me or Akon made a mistake.
These jewelers are such thieves. I hope the rap industry stop around and educates these MCs about jewelry and how badly they've been ripped off. Meanwhile, others feel too many rappers simply don't care about the true value of what they're buying, so long as it provides clout. But while this is short-sighted,
That's
in
true.
itself, what rappers have to come to
That is true.
is that sporting jewelry the way rap.
I mean that is true. People will just like people will buy stuff even though they know it's fake, but obviously it gives them the right image they're looking for to flex on people. You know what I mean? Like streamers do it all the time with like the products they buy. Like some are more you could say somewhat humble about it, but a lot of them just like obviously brag more about it because it gives them a way to like get more clout, get more fame, get more attention because of like all the crazy extra shit that you have compared to everybody else, that kind of thing, you know. Facts. I collect some cards and some pops and definitely not watches. Yeah, I mean like here's the thing, a lot like everything has some certain value when you collect, right? There's like almost anything you want, right? With Funko Pops, majority of Funko Pops are worthless, right? Unless you buy stuff that are like exclusives, they're very rare to find, very rare to get at certain points, right? And that's very hard to do at this point. Even Chase are very like not as like worth as much as they were before because there's just too many. But with cards, it also depends what you buy with the cards, right? Like if you want to buy like what kind of like do you want to buy like the retro cards or you want to buy the current cards but like the more expensive ones, like it all depends what you do with your collection and how you you pursue that pretty much, right? For example, like I said, my collection, I sold like I want to say like 70% of my collection of everything that I own, right? Because I said it, I didn't want it anymore. I kept the things that I wanted and kept that I feel like they have some value to them and I like them. So I do have some SR figures like Orange Piccolo, Beast Gohan, and then the Monkey D. Luffy one is not worth a lot anymore. It was, but not anymore because they're actually remaking it, but with like different like figure attachments to it. And yeah, so that like SR figures rarely go down in value, especially you don't open them, but they're not valuable. Only very few of them are. Especially you get like exclusive like from like Comic-Con or something like that. It's same thing with Storm figures, right? They don't go down in value, they rarely go up in value. But like with Funko Pops, I only got like signed Funko Pops for the most part. The only thing I have, but I don't think I'll be able to sell it because they're not like in pristine condition, are the Power Ranger Teenage Mutant Turtles. I just like them because I enjoy them. And yeah, so like that's it. Like I don't buy a lot of figures anymore. I don't buy Funkos. I don't buy any of that stuff. Like very rarely I decide to buy some stuff, but like honestly, I just don't. I don't do it. Like the recent figure that I got was this one. Was this one right here? Was the Beelzebub SR figure, right? This is an exclusive one that you get from the video game. But what people didn't realize that you could buy this very cheap right now. Or when Bandai does their sales, so they do like they have like an exclusive one where it comes with the figure and stuff. And the exclusive thing that comes with it is like the stand, the Sandland stand. The reason why I wanted this figure is because this is one of the few characters that Akira Toriyama worked on, and like this is like one of his final like character designs, right? So that's why I wanted it. And so what I did, I bought it when it was very on sale. Like I think I got it for like $60. I sold the game for like 30. I never opened it, by the way. And I got this one for like $30 then. And I usually buy it for 60, $70. So there you go. Yeah, I have these, but like two of them are not in the best condition. But yeah, I have this, like the Power Rangers TMNT. I like them because I like them, but if I sell them, well, someone said I could probably get like 200 maybe. I don't know. I don't know if they reprinted them or not. Because yeah, I also got the Shredder one, the exclusive Shredder Funko Pop, the Green Ranger Shredder. And yeah, like I said, like I got those like a long time ago. But yeah. I have a E3 exclusive pops. Also collect like Pokemon and Dragon Super trading card. Oh, there you go, there you go. Yeah, I collect Pokemon, but I only collect the illustrator cards. That's it. I don't go too
Rappers
crazy with
are
it.
today is a scam in a different sense. Because unfortunately, flexing that hard essentially puts a self-imposed target on their back.
You grow out of that shit and you place value in other things at certain points. You know, it's cool to have that mind frame as well, or it's cool to think that whatever little joint you got is cool too. Like you don't have to have the biggest, craziest situation going on. And with all of these murders and shit like that going on, it's inviting energy that you don't really need from people who look at you and they're like, they get excited when they see that type of shit. And me, I'm the type of person where I think about my safety first. So if I could walk into a room and not excite those people who are gonna feel like that when they see those things, then I'll do you the favor.
What E3 exclusives are out there, by the way? I bet those are really hard to get nowadays.
Because I don't want anything to happen to you. I don't want anything to happen to me, so I'm gonna just calm the whole situation
And people
down for
around
all
you
of us.
too, man. Safety with whoever's
I'm
around you.
I'm gonna give us, you know, something not to look at.
Over time, the viewpoint of people like Wiz Khalifa is beginning to become more commonplace, after a spate of rappers losing their lives over their jewels. After PNB Rock was tragically gunned down for his chain,
Oh, I
50
remember
Cent
that.
reflected on the danger of being in the wrong place at the wrong time while wearing something of value. As a result, he advises younger artists to heed the warning that such a terrible story provided.
It's the same thing with PNB. He's that he don't know exactly where he at. Big, it's not okay that to be in that there with. A lot of times you watch the young boys because they'll go, don't wear your jewelry, and they'll go, nah, I wear mine everywhere I go. Like there's not another version of them. Like there's not another guy that's just not special. He's exactly like you. He just don't have a song. When you feel like you're gonna get busy if you touch it, he feeling like I'm gonna get busy to get it. It's the same energy, bro. Like, and you go on, it's when you run into yourself, you would have to ask them, Big, when you see them have that. Nah, ain't nobody gonna do nothing to me.
Crazy,
But
dude.
what about when you was doing that? You know what I'm saying? Like when you was out and you was the other guy, hungry, so you gonna take it.
You definitely got to remember that.
Yeah, you're gonna run. You'll run into that, especially if you go everywhere with it. You know what I'm saying? And there's not a place that I think you got to be conscious of it. When you go back into the environments, you be having some of them. They walk around and they are the biggest light because they got the value of the stuff that they got around them is actually worth it.
Yeah,
they doing the hit in the neighborhood for 5,000. If you come, and you got what? That's $800,000 worth of jewelry you got on your neck. You're gonna have to come up off that.
Likewise, 50 Cent's G-Unit Lieutenant Tony Yayo reflected on the death of Pop Smoke in a robbery gone wrong, pointing out that the
Oh
thief
yeah,
didn't
Pac
even have
died.
the
Yeah,
resources to sell what they took a life for.
yeah,
We
pretty
in a
much.
world right now where you go on Instagram and everybody's showing money and all that. Think about the money. There's a that want to take it.
Yeah. Pop Smoke.
Right? Yeah, rest in peace to Pop. And them sold his watch for what, $3,000? That watch was probably worth 60 grand. So them little didn't even, it was some dumb shit.
Yeah.
Like y'all didn't even know the value of the watch.
Stories like this are obviously horrifying, pointing to issues not only in hip-hop, but the world at large. However, with such a prevalence of scams, what's even sadder is that people are potentially dying or killing over things that aren't even the value they're believed to be. This isn't just a theory either. Famed bodyguard Big Homie CC said that he's been contacted plenty of times to retrieve chains and watches that turned out to be fraudulent, leading to those who are snatching them actively returning them without any incident once they realize they're counterfeit.
Rappers have paid me and the guys 3
Wow. That's
You feel
crazy.
me? Like, I don't really know how that worked, but we didn't got back some watches and some chains before, but we was able to get it back without conflict because it ended up being fake.
You are a bot.
So they didn't want the bad publicity, so we was able to get it back, but it was all fake. Sometimes they paid us more than what the jewelry was worth that we got back, just so they didn't get the bad publicity.
Considering the hazards to both your life and reputation, jewelry is now a treacherous
That's
thing in
crazy.
hip-hop. And now, some rappers are waking up, including some of those who are intent on spending all their cash on these glittering creations from high-end jewelers, such as Lil Yachty.
It's so dumb, dude.
It's rocks. It's like from the ground. It's a rock. Mineral. I don't buy jewelry no more. I'm a different person from last time y'all seen me. Kind of just growing out of it, yeah. Like, you know, like, I don't know. It's cool. It's always amazing. I love it, and I still own all my jewelry, but it's just not like, I don't really care anymore. Like, it's this materialistic stuff I'm starting to drift away from. Jewelry is a feeling for me. Like, when I put this shit on, I feel a certain way. Like, I feel like I have two personalities, right? Two lives. You know, I have my personal life, and then I have this rap life. And I'm not a rapper right now. You know? I'm out.
Back at the outset of his career, flashiness was once at the forefront of his image, even spitting verses like this in 2019, which saluted his addiction. It's Louaista speaking, all my diamonds real, you feel me? All my watches cost over 50, bitch. And stop telling me stop buying jewelry, cause I'ma keep buying jewelry. Every time
Until
say
he
stop
realized
buying
that it was
jewelry,
worth-
I'ma go
worth-
buy more jewelry.
before it
I
was
see your
worthless.
house. It's a nice house, but look at my watch. Look at this new ring I just bought. Oh, you just married your girl? I married myself. Now, he sees it as a mistake, rather than the vital purchase he once believed it to be.
It's so important for me to tell people like that it's not important to buy jewelry. I spent $4 million on jewelry. I got into a lawsuit with a jeweler. It cost me and my mom. We went and pulled all our statements for any diamond we have ever bought since 2016. It totaled up to $4 million.
A Theory Restart is a
4
turn-based
million?
PvP-focused gotcha, setting a new
Damn,
standard for what it means to be
dude.
free-to-play
And then I realized I don't wear any of it. This
Yeah, so that's what I realized. Again, this is not more with like materials, but it's actually with digital assets, right? Which they're not really assets, so I don't know why I said that. Anyways, I remember when I played gacha games, right? With like the Dragon Ball Dokkan Battle. I remember there was a point in time when I was spending money on Dokkan Battle. Now, it wasn't anything too crazy. I think I spent about $250 around the 4-year span, right? Which is still a lot for me personally, for especially for a gacha. But that's not even near how people spend on gacha games and mobile games. Like, it's crazy, dude. But I realized I'm gambling. I'm wasting my money for bullshit. Right? In my stream, and I'll follow you back. What is this, like, bots, dude? Like, what's going on? Anyways. But yeah. So, like, yeah, it's like gacha games and all that. Like, I realized, like, damn, bro, this is worthless. This shit is actually worthless, dude. Like, this is worthless. Like, what am I gonna do with the card? Whatever I get, right? And it's random too, by the way. Like, what am I gonna do with it when the game's like a year or 2 years old and this card is worthless because the card is not that great anymore? You know what I mean? So it's like I decided, like, yeah, I'm no longer gonna spend money on this kind of stuff. I'm gonna be very selective of collectibles that I get, right? For example, like comic books, right? I have a comic book collection. Guess what I buy in the comic book collection? I only buy key issues, where it's the first appearance, a big moment happening, etc. That's all I buy. I haven't bought a comic book in a while because I just like I haven't been into it in a while, in some time. But yeah, dude, it's like um hold up. There you go. But yeah, so it's like I have to be very selective, especially with Pokemon cards. Like I don't try to get like I know like when people try to get into it at first, people try to get as many Pokemon cards, as many rare cards as they can get, which I get to a certain extent, but it's all gambling, right? Because you're just buying a pack, you don't know what you're gonna get within the pack, um and you don't know you're gonna get like ripped off or not, right? For the most part. And so like for me, when I buy Pokemon cards, or if I decide to buy some Pokemon, I only buy illustrated cards. That's it. Like either the cheap ones or like a little bit somewhat high end, not really. I usually just buy those. That's my collection. It's illustrated cards. That's what I try to go for too. Uh, it's just getting illustrated cards, honestly. Yeah, and that's a very smart to do it too, because like again, you could gamble it and buy the card for like you buy the pack for $5 or whatever, right? You could gamble it and get the card you want for $5, or you could buy the card you want and pay $10 or $12 for it, which is like, oh, you are paying more for it, right? But technically, you may be paying less because you instead of buying 5, 6 packs or a booster box or whatever, you get the cards you actually want. You know what I mean? I'm getting botted like a motherfucker right now on Kick. But yeah. See that makes that's not how I do it. I buy the cards I exactly that same here. I buy the cards I want. That is like my like if I want to buy something, I buy exactly what I want. So I don't have to spend thousands of dollars, hundreds of dollars of things that I'll get like a random stuff that I don't even want, and I can't really like I could sell them, but I will pretty much still lose all my money or half of my money or more. Yeah, statistically, you will spend more than what you want. Exactly. If I was a content creator for like opening packs or something, then obviously that would make perfect sense because for the most part, at least I'll make my money back or at least close to my money back, right? That makes perfect sense. You know what I mean? But I'm not, right? It's the same thing. If I was a gotcha game player and I was a content creator for it, and I pretty much make my money back by doing content for it, that makes sense to me to a certain extent. But for the most part, yeah, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make. That's why like me buying like art materials makes sense for me, right? Buying a printer makes sense for me. Or like buying sometimes playing a video game makes sense for me because I'm making content out of it, right? Obviously, like, do I make all my money back? No, but like I'm just saying, like there are ways to like to do it right and there are ways to do it wrong, in my personal opinion. And I think people buying these card packs and booster boxes are like the wrong way of doing things. Unless you have FU money or you have like this like a budget where like you have cars that you want to sell and you resell them and then like you sell them and you buy things that you want kind of thing, then there's the way to do it, right? It's like kind of like okay, here's the best way. Let the hobby pay for itself. That's what it is. Let the hobby pay for itself. It's not about only once in a blue moon. Yeah, exactly. Once in a blue moon. Yeah, exactly. Like, do you want to do it? Oh, sometimes, yeah, of course, I get it. I understand that, like, why people want to do the excitement and stuff. But I promise you, like, the feeling when you open packs and you don't get what you want, it's a sucky feeling. It really is, especially if you don't have that much money to spend on. You know.
It's just got clean. That's why I got this one. But I don't wear jewelry. The value of it depreciates. It's like it's way worse than a car. Unless you buying solid stones, GIA certified.
Yeah.
Which, you know, you pay for quality, and people don't pay for quality. They like to pay cheaper.
Then you have people like Quavo, who have learned that the iced out piece doesn't carry the value nor prestige of a classic factory watch. So while he's still dropping bags on it, he can at least rest easy knowing he's not getting finessed.
These are my houses, aka my watches. I feel like they real estate and I got to have them with me. And I can't go nowhere without a few plain Janes on me. They kind of like real estate. These are like little mini houses that just go up in value. I don't buy bust downs no more because it don't make any sense. It's kind of like taking a Lambo and just taking the roof off of it and just depreciating your car. So I got a good relationship with the people that's, you know what I'm saying, that sell these watches, which is AP.
See, like him, he's doing he's buying specific pieces of jewelry that actually go up in value, not down in value. That's how you should do it if you're gonna collect anything. You know, my most expensive card is a Vegeta God Rare. around 3K, I think. Nice. That's actually dope, dude. My highest card is nowhere near that. It's the alternate illustrator card for Dragonite. It's my favorite Pokemon ever. And I got that. I no that one I got lucky. I bought a pack for it. I think I spent like $10, $8 around it, and I bought it and I opened it and it was the illustrator red, bro. It's crazy. But I got lucky on that. But my most rarest item that I own is my Miles Morales 9.8 graded comic. The only thing about that comic is what do you call it? The only thing about that is it has a scratch on the case, but that's not the worst thing in the world because you could replace the case and it's perfectly fine. But it doesn't have a crack or anything. It's a scratch. It's like a scratch. I don't know how I got it, but it is what it is. But yeah, that one right there, the Miles Morales 9.8 is about $1,000 to $2,000 right now. But if he shows up in the live action, it could go up to 3,000 to like maybe in a couple of years of like people actually look at him in live action in the movies and stuff. That could go to $10,000 to $20,000 in the future. Not obviously not near, not like soon, but it's a comic book that like it's like the next Spider-Man, right? The Miles Morales next Spider-Man. I also got Spider-Gwen too as well. I got like first appearance of Black Cat, Carnage, and some like X-Men comics and stuff like that. So like there's some stuff that I own that actually do have value that I haven't really done anything with because I'm just keeping them safe. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, if you all have like that one piece, that for sure it's like cool to have, right? But it's like overall, like I said, I sold 70% of my collection, guys. But if you guys got illustrated rare Pokemon cards, let me know. I'm looking for some to get some here and there.
Shout out to AP, shout out to Greg over there at AP, and I just go in there and just get them out the store just like I'm buying shoes. A lot of people can't do that.
Then, there's a new class of rappers who feel all too aware that jewelry isn't a sustainable long-term investment. Take Corday, who realized that it's wiser to save his cash rather than splurge.
If you talk with any actual like accountant or person that like is an expert in finances, they're gonna tell you, okay, how much money you really have to buy $100,000 Cuban to like really be able to like actually afford it in a knowledgeable
Same thing with the cars.
way. They're gonna be like, you need to have like 30 million. We don't have a 401k. We don't have no retirement plan.
Instead, these days, some rappers want more of a return on their investments, including those like Lil Baby, who you now know have been burned before.
What excites you more now outside of the jewelry and the cars? Like investing to make it back.
That shit turn on. You could put 100,000 and make 2 million. You know, you could put 2 million and make 40 million. I'm fascinated with that. Now, I'm a gambler anyway. I lose my 2 million to make 40. Try that. I'd rather if I go buy a chain with 250. I try my 250 somewhere else right quick. I'll be back to buy the chain.
So I know back probably like last year around this time, there was some talk saying that you had actually purchased the West End Mall. Is there any truth to that?
I learned that people raise money to do everything. Man, when they let you in, they let you in. Sometimes be private. That was one of them private things they let me in on. So I ain't just like buy them all myself. I put money into it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the Magic Gathering cards are fucking expensive, man. If you get Final Fantasy cards, bro, they are worth money, man. So if I had FU money, I would have bought them. Magic Gathering is supposed to come out with Spider-Man sticker fair set. Yeah, they are. I believe they came out with some already, like some previous and stuff. It look like Magic Gathering, but I might go for those. I mean, yeah, I get it. I mean, like even like Maximilian dude, he said he's gonna get some too. He doesn't buy like Magic Gathering cards, but like he's gonna buy that. Like he buys what he like. There are people that just buy what they like, and that's perfectly fine. It's just that you gotta look into your finances. Like, can you actually afford it? That kind of thing, you know. Like for example, there's something that I really want, even though they're not gonna be worth anything, or they could be worth something. And that is the Gameverse toys. I know it sounds childish, but there are from like what do you call it? They're from like the fighting game, right? The fighting game genre of like video games. Let me see. They did like Marvel. Yeah, so these right here, they're worth $60, man. It's like crazy, dude. But these are like based on hold up. These are based on from like the fighting game genre that I'm like really like, which is like Marvel's Capcom, and I really want to get them, but it'll be really stupid of me to do this. It'd be really stupid of me to do this. You know what I mean? It'd be really, really dumb. It would be like a very like bro to buy 2 sets is 120 plus tax. You know what I mean? Is 120 plus tax, and that's not all of them too. There's like more of them. Like those two got released. I believe there's more coming out. Hold up. Yeah, see, like they're coming out. They're exclusive ones right now. They're gonna go they're gonna sell out, right? Like this already got sold out. This one's coming. It just came out recently, and then these start coming out like the rest of the month and all that. But it's like it costs way too much money. Way too much money, dude. Like way too much. It's insane. But yeah, it would have been like really like the thing is like it's really stupid of me to buy these type of things. Especially like where what do you call it? Uh, financially it doesn't make zero. It makes 0 sense, you know. And when people buy stuff like jewelry and all that, it makes 0 sense. I'm gonna be honest. It makes 0 sense. It's like, why are you buying it? It's not gonna do anything for you.
So you're owner of the West End Mall? Yeah, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
I ain't just like.
Did not shit.
It's like a $400 million project.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in on it though.
Yeah.
Oh.
These days, rap is a more volatile industry than ever, with careers that were once prosperous going down the tubes at a moment's notice. And when it goes wrong, you might end up like Tekashi 6ix9ine, with the IRS hawking your chains and grills at auctions to pay your debts. So before you make that crazy purchase, maybe reflect on the fact that not only is it hard to determine what's real or fake, it's never going to be worth what you paid for something custom. It's your boy Louaista, and I'm out. Peace.
Yeah, man. Yeah, jewelry's a scam, man. Don't buy jewelry. Diamonds are a scam. If you have to buy jewelry, get gold. At least that has a set price. That is true. Gold is way better investment than jewelry. The diamonds and stuff. When China says research, what they really mean is we closely spy on American and European corporations. Will they come up with the technology? We ignore IP laws to copy it. Pretty much. Yeah, like, oh yeah, I'm pretty sure this set of toys right here could be worth a lot. But yeah, man, scam, dude, scam.